My buddy Bryan Intihar here was teasing me about liking the new white logo on the SpiderMan outfit in his brand new Sony-published PlayStation 4 presser closing video game, Spider-Man.
Pretty crazy that superhero is going to close out a Sony show, right?
Unbelievable, and I saw you celebrating with all your Game of Show awards up there.
Yeah, that's.
How do you feel?
I feel a lot of power and a lot of responsibility. No, I mean it's just the team at Insomniac. We're working so hard, and we know what this character means to everybody. And I'm just one of the guys that gets to talk about it, but our team is just so talented, and I'm so honored just to be part of it. And it's just once in a while, as you know, games are hard to make, and to get some recognition for it is surreal. You literally called me like 5 minutes after I saw it, so I'm like beaming right now.
That's fantastic. What does it feel like to sort of be handed the responsibility of Spider-Man, of being sort of said, told that you guys get to dream this up for us?
Yeah, I mean, first is like super excitement, and then the stress starts happening, and less hair starts to happen here. I think for us, what's been great with Marvel is that they've embraced. They know that we're fans, obviously they're fans, and just respecting the traditions of the character, but also being willing to mix it up a little bit. And from the suit's a good example of, like, you look up there, it looks like Spider-Man. It's got the red, he's got the blue, he's got the mask, but he's got a new element with the white spider, kind of mixing the new with the old a little bit. And they've been, like I've been saying this, they're just part of the team. It's not really a partner thing. They're just part of the team at this point.
That's awesome. Let's talk about this white spider here for a second.
Okay.
This is your invention, or your team's invention?
Yeah. This is we wanted to make sure that people knew this is Insomniac Spider-Man. This is the gaming version of Spider-Man, and but we thought of, like, how can we create something that visually really strikes people, at the same time ties really well into the narrative. And I promise, even you will like the reason why we did the white spider.
Yeah, because you know that us comic fans are kind of
traditionalists.
We're crazy about these things, right? We want them all exactly in line with the lore.
It wasn't a very easy decision. I mean, we went through a lot of iterations, as you can imagine. And I think that with Marvel, the one thing that makes their world great is that everything ties to the story. There's not just a reason for shock value, and it was never meant to be anything for shock value. And we want to tie it to our narrative, and there's a reason why he creates the suit as he does. And I think people are going to really enjoy that little nugget.
You can see, mechanically with the breadth of games that Insomniac has built for us over the years, that they're a good fit for taking this character and making an interactive sort of version of him.
Yep.
But Insomniac is not a licensed gaming developer.
No.
They've never really kind of went into this thing. They create things that then go on to become licensed.
Yeah.
So how was that? Yeah, how was that as a fit for the company?
I think if it wasn't for something like Spider-Man, we wouldn't have done it. I think when you come to work with Marvel and you work with an iconic character like that, you look at Sunset Overdrive, right? And the way that character moved around the city, our sense of humor, weapons, gadgets. I remember reading one of the early Sunset Overdrive reviews, and someone actually wrote, it'd be great if Insomniac made a Spider-Man game. And I actually cut and pasted that text and sent it to Sony and said, see, we should make it. And it just kind of fits. He's a really fun character. I consider Insomniac a really fun company, and it fits our tone really well. Like I said, if it wasn't for this particular character working with Marvel, I don't think we would have done it.
Was there a bidding war to make this game? Were there other companies that could possibly
all I know is that I heard about it.
Yeah.
I walked into Ted's office. He mentioned this possibility. And then I sat there pretty much begging him over and over again to work on it. And the next thing I knew, he's like, so yeah, we're making Spider-Man, go. And I owe a lot to people like Ted Price, the rest of our company, for letting someone like me and a lot of Insomniacs live out our dream.
That's amazing. Okay, so how do you start to build a Spider-Man game? What's step one?
Step one is you go grab your favorite comics and everything you've seen Spider-Man as a kid throughout the years, and you just start to think about, you fanboy out, right? You're like, I want this character doing this thing, and I want this set piece. But then you gotta dig deeper and go, like, what is the DNA of the character? And for us, obviously we want those big Spider-Man set pieces, and the way he moves, and the way he fights. But I think it's also, for us, really important to tell the Peter Parker side of this journey. Yeah. And I think what makes Peter so interesting to people and such a big fan is because it's that level of relatability, vulnerability that he has. And we want to deliver as much as the Spider-Man experience, as much as we want to do the other side, that idea, that Parker luck, the idea of when Spider-Man succeeds, Peter fails, and vice versa, and seeing those two worlds collide. That's where the magic happens. And I think that if you've seen more recently the movies, they have awesome action set pieces, right? But for a lot of people, it's that when they're out of their costumes and they see the emotional side of these characters, that's what's made it so big. And and you see that in the TV shows, the comics, and now we just want to deliver that in this game.
Yeah, which I guess is sort of the expectant in their post-Last of Us kind of universe that we're living in here.
Yeah,
we want to get to know the whole sort of emotional core.
Exactly. I mean, you look at games like Uncharted. I mean, look at where God of War is going. Yeah. I mean, story is so important. And with Marvel, story is king, right? We gotta deliver a story, and we want to tap into all. We play all those games, and we even look at other games that maybe it's not like it's like the big budget. There's some really smaller titles that get really creative with how they tell stories. What can we pull from those? So we're looking at every way possible to tell a big story. Well,
that brings me to my next question, because obviously on EP over the years we have been able to interview many developers that have had their chance to put their web slinging gloves on Spider-Man and make good games for us, like Spider-Man 2 and Ultimate Spider-Man.
I think I talked about Spider-Man 2 a lot this week.
Right? It's a great game, and Shattered Dimensions, even Vicarious Visions with their Mysterio's Menace.
Even Neversoft with the first PS1. That was I remember literally sitting on my bed playing that game, going, oh my god. For me, that was when I really got, on the gaming side, really got into the SpiderMan experience. And then obviously it was Spider-Man 2 with the open world, and then more iterations on. So those games taught us a lot, and we played those games, and now we also want to put our own Insomniac spin on the experience.
I'm wondering if you guys had like a Spider-Man Game Developer Summit. Did you talk to people that have experience with physics and web slinging?
The good news is, we obviously did our research, but we also had a lot of experience with Sunset, and like the guys who are responsible for our traversal system in Sunset are now working on Spider-Man, and just bringing all the people who are creating the gadgets have made the Ratchet gadgets and made so we're kind of doing our research, but also bring our own kind of spin to it, because I think we want this to be Insomniac Spider-Man as well.
That's awesome. When I saw the demo, and we haven't seen a whole bunch, it's still a year away, which sucks, but we'll wait. But when I saw the demo, I saw a little Shattered Dimension moment when we're seeing the first-person hands, and I saw a little Spider-Man 1 moment when we're sort of stealthily going into areas.
Yeah, I think for us, I kind of boil it down to two things. When it comes to combat, it's this idea of the acrobatic improviser. We want to use ground combat, air combat, web, stealth, environment actions, and really being able to ping pong around every arena and see what's the best way to take them down. But at the same time, give players a lot of choice. Like, I've been playing with one of our producers in the conference, but like people playing in the theater actually playing it very differently. So we want to cater to like each of your play style. But then traversal is all about like, we got to nail the web swing. It's like the signature thing. But at the same time, leverage what we did with Sunset and really make no obstacle can really get in its way, and leveraging that core swinging mechanics as well as adding layers like parkour. And you saw that inside that one area, but all those parkour elements apply to the open world as well, whether he's on the ground or on rooftops.
Awesome. I've been saying, I think since about the mid-2000s, that Spider-Man is, if it's maybe Mario and Spider-Man, like...
we're competing against this plumber for like Game of Show. Every single time it's Mario, Spider-Man.
I know, but...
To even be in that competition, in that talk is really cool.
But Spider-Man as a character you tell me, is he not the best video game character? Like he's a comic guy, he's a movie guy, a TV show, but like as a video game creation, is he not the best?
When I heard it was Spider-Man, I said, we got to do it. He fits games really well. He fits Insomniac really well. And to me, it's like, the corny thing is like a perfect marriage, right? But it really feels like I love this character. I really do love this character. I love the person who's playing this character. I love everything about this game, and we just want to do it justice, which I know is a little while. We got to wait till next year, but we just want to get it right.
Who is playing the character?
I can't tell you just that right now. I knew you were going to ask me why I said that. I was like, I'm setting him up. But it's somebody who we really feels like captured the character really well, and he has a great sense of humor. He brings something to the character, like when we're in the VO booth with him, he'll just start riffing off lines and write stuff sometimes better than we have. Works really well with our writers. Really interested in the character itself and like reading the story, and really wants to get into the being Peter Parker as much as Spider-Man. So we have a great cast, and Peter's just one of many, many characters we have in the game. It's a big, big cast.
Awesome. Are we going to jump over Rhino, and Rhino's going to run into an electrical thing, and he'll be dazed, and then you can punch him? And
I can tell you about Mr. Negative, I can tell you about Kingpin, I can't tell you about the other villains, but I will say we have a lot of classic villains, and we have a lot of newcomers as well.
Are there balloon missions?
No, there's no balloon missions. There's no blue missions. There's no pizza delivery. That was for that time, and now we're doing our own thing.
What in this Spider-Man game, because we've done a lot of things in our Spider-Man games, are we doing that we've never done before that you can tell us about?
I can't tell you much about the open world activities. I can tell you that we're building a very large city that we want you to explore and try a lot of different things, and we have some tricks up our sleeve we'll be talking about later.
Awesome. Congratulations,
Thank
Bryan.
you. I appreciate
This is
it.
a big deal.
It's an honor for me to be on your show.
Dude, this is a guy that was in the journalism field. He was covering all these things for many years, and now
it's like a reunion, right?
it's amazing, and I'm proud of you. And you look at overjoyed and very proud and very happy, and I love to see that.
Thanks
and
so much. And
I
thanks for the support.
I love this character, and I can't wait to, and I love your company.
We're making this for you.
That's what it feels like.
We're making this. I had to do a lot of the media stuff this week, and I know you're busy, but I got to do one theater, and it was full of fans, and I said, guys, we're making this for you, because we are you, and all we want to do is get it right, and there's a lot of heart going into this, and we have a lot of internal debates and a lot of arguments just because we know how important this character is to people like you and everybody. We just want to get it right.